Good morning, Miss Fleet Operator. What's this I hear about you having a big choice to make?
Good morning, Mr. Retrofit. Yes, I received a nice sum of money from the government to retrofit my fleet of school buses under the Diesel Emissions Reduction Act. But now I have to decide on a technology vendor.
Well, that's not hard if you remember the 6 tips to select the right technology vendor.
6 tips? Tell me more.
Well, the first thing you have to do is compare carefully. Make sure you're picking a verified technology.
Yes, that narrows the list down a little, doesn't it? Especially after the EPA and CARB added an NO2 slip specification on any new installation, though actually I'm not sure what difference that should make.
It's simple, really. NO2 is deliberately generated by the chemical catalyst because it reacts with the particulate at lower temperatures, oxidizing it to CO2 and water. So almost all the technology vendors had to adjust their technology to meet the new NO2 spec. The new systems may have different vehicle duty cycle requirements. Other retrofit suppliers have added an additional heat mechanism to compensate.
That's good to know. What else should I consider?
Well, you have to remember what fuel you use in your bus fleet, because tip number 2 is to remember that reductions are fuel specific.
Oh yes, you know they now require ultra-low sulfur diesel on all on-road vehicles?
Yes, but some diesel oxidation catalysts were verified by EPA on low sulfur diesel fuel only. Others were verified with a baseline of low sulfur fuel, then tested with ultra-low sulfur fuel plus the diesel oxidation catalyst.
Which means that the full particulate matter reduction may be different than the verification says it will be, because the switch from low sulfur to ultra-low sulfur reduces particulate matter all by itself. And I'm already starting with ultra-low sulfur fuel.
It's something to think about, which leads me to the next tip. Make sure you're getting the very latest verified technology.
That's really important, isn't it? After all, shouldn't the government funding go towards the most established technology available?
Right. I'm sure you know that many retrofit manufacturers are busy upgrading due to the NO2 change. I'll bet you check the EPA and CARB listings on their websites regularly, don't you?
I certainly would before I made a decision.
Now for tip number 4, the value of cleaning systems.
Cleaning systems? Is that really something I need to worry about?
Diesel particulate filters require periodic cleaning, so the cleaner can remove the ash that builds up in the filter. All you have to do is consider the cost of a cleaning system or a cleaning service. If your fleet is big enough for a system, I'd recommend a cleaning system. Otherwise, you can use a qualified cleaning service. Just remember, the cost of either is often covered if incorporated as part of a grant application.
Well, I might not have considered that. That's a good tip.
Tip number 5 is just as important. Make sure the vendor you choose offers a proven installation kit for your vehicles.
Well, I certainly don't want to spend that money and not have my retrofit technology installed properly.
None of us wants that.
So that's 5 tips. What's number 6?
This is a tough time economically, so you want to be sure to pick an established vendor who has financial stability and staying power to support the technology you choose. After all, you don't want your investment to disappear if your vendor fails for some reason.
Absolutely not. Which means I wouldn't want to bet on a vendor who is new in the market or might not be there in the future because he's undercapitalized.
So think about everything we've just talked about when making up your mind about a technology vendor for your diesel retrofit program.
Great, your 6 tips are going to help me keep the air clean for all the school children who ride my buses. And I bet they'll help other folks who operate or drive trucks and buses. Thanks for all your help.